Good morning, Albany. I'm Joe Buno.
And I'm John Diaz, and this is what's happening.
We're going to be starting off today's broadcast with almost like a Access Hollywood sort of feel.
Right? We've never done this before.
Yeah, speaking of Access Hollywood, with Lindsay Lohan appearing on Access Hollywood yesterday in an interview, she came out with a little bit of a controversial topic. Now, normally we wouldn't start our broadcast with Lindsay Lohan, but I think that this is appropriate.
It is appropriate.
Quote from Lindsay Lohan on an interview with Access Hollywood. It's really exciting talking about the election of President-elect Barack Obama. It's an amazing feeling. It's our first, colored president. Now, this spurred a lot of controversy over the term colored. Now, is the term colored inappropriate?
You see, it could go both ways. I personally would not take offense to it.
What ended up happening was the NAACP communications director came out and said, you have to look at the intent, but the word colored isn't derogatory. So specifically he came out and said that colored is not offensive.
But there's irony to this.
Right. Now, you have to understand that the NAACP stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So it's almost as if they didn't have a choice.
Right? They can imagine and say, oh, that's so harmful.
That's slanderous, that's offensive, that's terrible, and we do not accept that Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
And they're called the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So the controversy remains out there in the world of racism if the actual term derogatory is offensive.
I wonder if they got offense to it but had to cover it up because of that. You know what I mean? I wonder if there wasn't colored people. I wonder if it was something else that they would take offense to that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I understand. Lindsay Lohan did publicly apologize for her statement. She agreed that there was probably a better way that she could have put it, like, I guess saying a black president, but, personally, I don't see the big difference in calling an African-American black or colored. I'm not here to spur controversy, I'm just trying to better understand. I mean, if the communications director of the NAACP is coming out and saying that there's no problem with it, then why should society have a problem with it?
Very true.
You know what I mean? We have some other celebrities.
Yes, only Michael Jackson fan out there. He actually gave up his deed to Neverland. So if you guys don't know what that is, he has the theme park in his backyard where all the little kids come and play. Well, ever since he's been struggling to pay his debt since he got arrested in 2003 on charges of his molestation of a 13-year-old boy at his ranch. It's been kind of difficult for him to pay off his deeds and all that stuff for the Neverland. So he's gone through a default of on $24.5 million he owns the property, and he has faced foreclosure before Colony Capital bailed him out earlier this year by purchasing his loan.
That's unbelievable. $24.5 million for a park called Neverland Ranch.
Yeah, the new owner is called Sycamore Valley Ranch. So I don't know if they're going to keep it called Sycamore Valley Ranch or Neverland Ranch or change it up completely. They really don't know.
If all the rumors about Michael Jackson are true, they're going to have to do some major overhauling over there to make sure that there is nothing inappropriate on Neverland Ranch, because we all know the controversy with Michael Jackson has been going on with him in the past decade.
It's just Michael Jackson. I mean,
speaking of Michael, he's supposed to be coming out with another album.
Really?
He's been working on it. He's been working with artists such as Akon, Will.i.am, Neo, towards actually making a new album.
That's probably going to be actually good.
Rumors on the web is that he's made over 100 songs on the album. But
how much money is this album going to be? Do you know? Is it going to be like just?
I don't know. He's only going to select, obviously.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to put the actual 100 on.
Right. No, but the fact that he has over 100 songs already and he's refusing to let loose this album, it just goes to show that Michael Jackson is still an artist, and he still is trying to attain perfection. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, very true. Speaking of more artists, Paula Abdul, only American Idol fans, one of her fans was actually found dead in her car. Not Paula's car. Well, ironically, this girl's name is Paula. Paula Goodspeed, her name is. She's found dead, and they believe it was suicide. So family says she wasn't a crazy fan of Paula Abdul, and that's why she parked outside the house. They really don't know, but I guess they're doing an autopsy to see if it really was suicide or what's going to happen to her. But
was there any linking to this supposed suicide to actually Paula Abdul's?
Well, she was actually an American Idol fan. Not a fan, a contestant.
Oh.
And Paula, I believe Paula, Randy, and Simon all said no to her.
Oh my God.
So
That's bad.
it's pretty rough. And she was a big fan of Paula Abdul, so.
Right. I really hope that no one would ever become obsessed enough to actually take their own life into their own hands and do something dangerous, because, I mean, they're celebrities, but you have to, put your life first.
Yeah.
Your life and your health is most important in the end. So it's extremely important that no one out there becomes that obsessed. Please.
Especially with Paula Abdul. I mean, she's great, but she's like 50.
There are a lot of people.
Come on, find a new obsession.
There are a lot of people out there that, you could be a lot more obsessed about, and it'd be a little bit more warranted, as terrible as that is to say.
I know.
One of them is Queen of Soul. In a new story for Rolling Stone magazine, they decided to name the greatest singers of the rock era. Now, not rock and roll singers, just singers of the rock era.
All right.
Which, I don't know when it starts and when it begins exactly, but the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, was voted #1. That's right, that's right.
I know what it means to me.
Became famous in 1967 for her hit Respect. I don't think that there is a soul in the world who hasn't at least heard that song once. It's popular. And another fact, in 1987, she became the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Really?
So obviously there's some appeal there for rock fans to Aretha Franklin, even though her primary genres are R&B and soul, which is very interesting. I mean,
that is great, yeah.
Respect, I don't think is a rock song.
No, not by any means.
No. And to say that she's close to the rock and roll genre, I don't even understand. But she isn't the only name on this list that actually isn't in a rock genre. #2 on this list, Ray Charles.
All right.
Fan.
Great guy.
Ray Charles, What I'd Say, I Got a Woman, great songs. The King at #3,
Elvis. I really personally like Elvis.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like him anymore, but, well, a lot of young people don't like him anymore. But I feel like he really is he was a good singer.
He was
great in his time.
He revolutionized the genre. I have actually a very close friend, Brian, who's a huge Elvis fan.
Really?
And was probably very happy to see that. #4, Sam Cooke, personal favorite of mine. Love Sam Cooke. And then #5, the British man himself, John Lennon. Probably one of the greatest musicians of all time.
Probably.
Yeah, he's definitely without a doubt up there. Absolutely superb. And what he did with the Beatles, probably one of the greatest, maybe the greatest rock band in the history of the world, along with the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Absolutely fantastic.
All right, well, switching up the news a little bit, this is kind of a gruesome one. A New York mom was sentenced to prison over her daughter's death. So she was sentenced to 43 years in prison Wednesday for doing nothing as her battered and malnourished 7-year-old daughter was lay there dying. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name, Nick Zales San Diego. So she received 43 years in prison. And she said that she's afraid of her husband, that was like an abuser, I guess, what he would do to her if she tried to help her child. And it was claimed that he's the stepfather of the daughter, and he was claimed to have hit her as she went to go get yogurt out of the fridge. Can you imagine going to get yogurt, your stepfather saying you can't eat? Slapped her.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
I mean, even without the father being a factor, how any mother can actually allow their child, their 7-year-old baby,
to die.
That's
And
ridiculous.
she was so malnourished when she died that she only weighed 36 pounds. 36 pounds.
I gained 36 pounds like last week. I don't even
freshman
understand.
36, no more freshman 15.
There's
So she's about half the weight of an average child at her age.
Right.
7-year-old girl was 36 pounds.
That's
horrible.
Unbelievable. I can't believe that someone would do something like that. That's absolutely ridiculous.
The stepfather is serving 29 years on charge of manslaughter, and was convicted last month. So
I
I have nothing to say. I don't feel bad for him.
I don't feel bad for him
He should be
either. I
there for
think that anyone who would take a child's life and even make them suffer in the process deserves every second of jail time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even more so.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
more so.
It's just,
She's
it's
like
not
a
acceptable.
harmless, helpless little girl, and this is what happens.
Yeah, and the fact that she suffered in the process, it just makes you feel terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, in other news, I was on the web last night, surfing around Yahoo.
All right. What did you come across?
A research study that shows that there are 8 dream symbols, or symbols that you see in your dreams that point to stress. So if you wake up from a dream and you notice one of these symbols, it probably means that currently in your life you're experiencing a good amount of stress. All right, now these are interesting. Number 1, nudity. Now, not sexually. Now, that's the first thing that came across my mind, because I think that would be the first thing to come across any guy's mind. But the fact of the matter is that it's one of those dreams, and I'm sure people out there have had them, one of the dreams where you would go to work naked.
Or like you're standing up in the middle of your classroom and just naked.
Right, and people see you exposed, and the fact that that's such a stressful thing to happen. I mean, no one...
Can you imagine just one day forgetting to put your clothes on and just...
And going to school,
yeah.
or going to class in one of the LCs and being 100% naked with a notebook, that'd be ridiculous. But if you are dreaming about this, it means you're stressed, so chill out. The next one, storms, like tornadoes and hurricanes.
From storms or just seeing storms? They get into detail?
I'm pretty sure that they said both, whether you're seeing a storm or actually maybe running from one, or hopefully not running towards one. But if there are storms in your dream, that's another sign of stress. The next one, and very understandable, crashes. Plane crash, car crash, train crash, bus crash. Any type of crash is said to point to stress. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I guess stressful situations, people that are afraid of planes.
Right.
You know.
A lot of people out there are afraid of planes. I have a few in my family, they don't like flying.
Well, after watching Snakes on the Planes, you ever seen that movie?
No,
I saw that movie about last week, and
I don't approve of that movie. I put it on for like 5 minutes.
Samuel L. Jackson, what were you thinking?
He says some ridiculous stuff
What were you thinking?
that I don't think is acceptable to say on this show, but they are so ridiculous that I couldn't watch. I don't remember if I changed the channel or if I went to the next room.
It was one of those movies or shows where it's just so bad that you can't turn the channel. You know, you can't change it. You're just like, what are they gonna say next? What are they gonna do next? Oh, this is so stupid. Like, why am I like mesmerized? It was one of those shows.
And the fact that the movie made money over its stupidity means that someone out there had a plan and actually executed it.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous.
All right, back to the dreams.
Dreams, number 1, 2, 3, 4, hell. Now, no one knows if hell exists, but everyone has in their mind that it's this, just land of fire and fumes and the devil and, guys with horns and minions, all that. But apparently, if you have a dream about the generalized idea of hell, it points to stress.
Yeah, well, what else would it point to?
Good point, excellent point.
Harmony, good health.
Have you ever dreamed about hell?
No. I don't ever want to.
Neither have I. Whether I believe in it or not, whether I believe that place exists, if I'm dreaming about hell and I wake up from that, I think I have something wrong with me.
Yeah, pretty sure.
If I'm dreaming about the afterlife, then maybe I have to take a couple steps back and reevaluate my life. The next is death of another. Now, death of a loved one.
Death of another. I
think that's an important one.
That when you dream that someone dies, that person's actually going to live longer. You ever hear that?
So that's the belief.
So that's the belief, that if you have someone dies in your family, when I was a child, I always had this recurring dream, and some people that my father, my sister died. I had it for like a month. I probably had it like 6 times in like 1 month. It just happening. So like I Googled it or something like that, and it said that when someone dies in your dream, that means that they're going to live longer.
Interesting. So maybe I should start dreaming about my loved ones dying?
I don't know.
If it makes them live longer, I'm all for it. The next one on the list, bugs. Now, a lot of people out there are afraid of bugs.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of bugs?
No, not at all. The girls actually the floor below me are so petrified of bugs. Like they'll call us at like 2 in the morning. There's a spider in the room. There's a spider in the room. We have to go down there and kill it.
Yeah. My roommate, my suitemates, they're all scared of spiders. They see a spider, and they're like, they come and get me.
Really?
They don't want to touch it or go anywhere near it.
Well,
So I just grab a paper and smack it.
Rats.
Rats?
Rats, snakes, all those little things that like I can't deal with.
Sharks.
Sharks, oh, that's a big one.
Yo, sharks, they have this thing on television. I don't know if it's current or a little
Shark
bit.
Week?
Yeah.
I
run and cry like a little girl. I am not afraid to admit it. I do. I hate sharks. Anyway, back to the dream symbols. Number 7, this one surprised me. Cats. And I love cats. A lot of people in my family have cats. I don't
You're a
understand.
cat person?
Yeah, wait, dog person? Do
Yes, 100%.
you have any dogs at home?
I have 2 dogs.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
What breed?
Golden Retriever and a cockapoo. Cockapoo's my sister's, so.
Golden Retriever big?
Golden Retriever's big.
Yeah, sheds a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But why do you think cats would lead
I don't,
to...
because a lot of people don't like them. I don't know.
Well,
It's safe, but
you know, the more I thought about it last night, it has to be linked to superstition because the
like
most...
a black cat
right,
or something.
that's the most
Yeah.
obvious superstition is that black cats, if you see one, it results in bad luck. And I'm a superstitious person. If I see a black cat, like walking across the street, I like to think twice.
You do?
I like to watch my back a little bit.
That's
I'm not as extreme as like a, break a mirror, 7 years of bad luck sort
Throw
of
the
thing.
salt over your shoulder.
You
ever hear that stuff?
I don't know, but a black cat specific enough that I can think, wow, maybe some
Bad
karma's
luck's
out
on
to
my
get
way.
me, yeah. And the last one, and this is one of the most common dreams or nightmares, however you want to categorize it, is losing teeth.
Oof.
Losing teeth. You ever had a dream about like losing your teeth?
No.
I think they said it was more common amongst women than men. But I can honestly tell you, I believe the ones when I was a kid, I did actually. It was when I first got braces, and I actually did a dream about losing my teeth.
Oh, wow.
I remember really waking up and being actually terrified. That's not fun.
No, that doesn't sound fun at all.
What would you do if you lost your teeth? You'd be like a 90-year-old guy.
I don't know.
You'd lose any chance you
You
have
would.
of
Getting any girls.
getting any girl out there. I mean, no teeth.
Go meet up with someone at the bar, someone they see no teeth. Good luck.
Yeah, no,
That's like trying to get her.
That's not gonna work. So what else is in the news?
Well, since we're talking about dogs, a boy needs his dogs. The feds sued the owner of an Upper East Side building yesterday after the owner was accused of discriminating against Aaron Sheen, a little boy in the Upper East Side. He has what is it called? Asperger's syndrome. It's kind of like autistic disorder. Stuttering. So the doctor said that this dog will help him somehow, to make him happier, and the owner is banning all dogs. So they're suing him because they feel like it's sort of a type of medication, I guess. So they said they need this dog.
That's interesting. I've never heard of a dog being a treatment for such a.
Me neither. That's why I feel like it was
disease.
so interesting.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a treatment. I think it was just to make him happier. I guess if he was sad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I like if he gets like a little 15-pound dog, that like doesn't even bark. Like
that.
why would someone?
If
get
he
so
can
scared?
help a kid who has a rare disorder, how can anybody really oppose that?
I don't know.
Hey, they say a dog is a man's best friend, and it really does, spark a lot of happiness in a lot of American homes. I think that's why there was such of a backlash with the whole Michael Vick thing and his dog fighting accuses, because dogs in American life are just, they're as natural as baseball or a hamburger or a hot dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
dogs have
everyone
been
loves
around-
dogs. If someone cruel treats dogs badly, it's just
it's taken as a serious offense. I know a lot of people, including myself. I'm a cat person. I like cats, but
cat people.
But no, I still love dogs. I know a lot of people with dogs. I'm great with dogs. I think that they're great, and if they can help this kid with just a little joy in life, anyone to say no to that has some issues.
Especially he's growing up in the city, and he is on the Upper East inside, which is probably very nice. But like, come on, like just give the dog a kid. Give the kid a dog.
Yeah, it's just unfathomable that someone would actually reject the idea of a kid with a rare disorder actually having a dog. Really, really unbelievable. In other New York news, and this one is important, SUNY Albany students, Governor David Paterson proposed a $5.2 billion budget cut for New York State. Now, the budget cut is focused.
Get a load of this.
Focused around cutting money from schools and hospitals. Funding for
Schools and hospitals.
Now,
the two things that you would think they would never try to cut.
probably the two most important things: educating the youth
and treating people.
treating
the
people.
Sick. Treating the sick. You're going to cut budget.
I don't know if this is going to be passed, but when asked, David Paterson said this is due to the financial crisis, and that was his primary reason. If he does have a plan how this may stimulate the local New York economy, even then, I don't know. Cutting the funding for schools and hospitals, is that acceptable?
No, not at all.
And I don't think that's acceptable at all. And another thing, and this is where it really comes in for SUNY Albany students, obviously there's been a lot of talk on campus about the proposed tuition increases. A lot of people are outraged and they don't think it's fair. And not only do they plan on proposing a tuition increase for next year, for a year from now, you know, the fall 2009 semester, but they're proposing a tuition increase for the upcoming semester, spring 2009, which is less than 2 months away. So all of the people out there that are on financial aid, who are on loans, who are only given a specific amount of money, now, according to David Paterson, which is an idea that he supports, has to come up with an additional $300.
That's just crazy. Like, books alone and everything, and it's just crazy. People can't pay that. They can't afford it.
You'd think that they would, if anything, give us a tuition decrease, right?
Yeah,
or just keep it the same, or do something. Because let's face it, you know, college students are going to be around the country.
But you know what? Like, we had it on an earlier show. Private schools are going up 5.9%. That's the average. So at least we're not paying that much.
Right. That is
in that way.
That is a.
We are still paying a minimal amount because we are a SUNY school, and like we're not. But it's just. It's crazy. I'm sure that's why a lot of people came to a SUNY school, to save money. Now you're going to be spending more money. You might as well not transfer, because SUNY Albany is great, but go to private school.
Right.
If you're going to be paying this much money, you can go to a nice brick school instead of a cement school, which by the way is great. But I just don't understand it. I don't think they should raise it at all.
You and I were both at a Senate meeting last night.
Yes.
This was obviously a very important topic of discussion, and you know, it was pretty much brought up that the tuition increase isn't the problem. It's the lack of notice and the fact that it's being raised by over 13%.
Oh, it's 13%?
13% proposed in the next over the next year.
That's even more than the private schools. The private schools are 5.9%.
Exactly. So over the next year, over 13% of our tuition will be increasing. So it's not going to be all at the same time.
Maybe we should transfer them to that brick school.
Right. It's not going to all be at the same time, but it's going to be gradual over the next 365 days. And even worse, 20 SUNY officials, SUNY presidents, proposed a 25% increase for tuition.
That's ridiculous. That is just pure.
That I thought was a joke
at
first. 25% is ridiculous.
A quarter of our tuition is going to go up.
Right. Right. Now, obviously, their strategy here is to compromise.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
Right.
Say something high, we compromise, get them lower.
Right.
But still.
If you ask a friend for $50 and they're like, oh, I'll give you 10, they'll come around to like 25 or 30. Right. So that's obviously their strategy here, but that's extreme. Even the idea of a 25% increase, that would put a lot of students out of school.
Yeah, it really would.
It would. A lot of people out there are living off loans.
We keep reporting about how all these companies are going out of business, bankruptcy, they're cutting people, laying off people.
Right.
All these kids that are working part-time might get laid off. Now their tuition's going to get higher. There's no way they can afford this.
Yeah, a lot of kids, college students, are going to have to get jobs over this winter break.
Yeah.
You know, a small
If
little
they
part-time,
could.
if they can,
If
right?
they can.
To actually pay the $300 for next semester. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that you know, college life can be stressful.
Yes.
And we actually really do look forward to that
winter break.
That winter break where we can, you know, hang out with our families.
And not stay until 3 in the morning like last night
Right.
doing homework.
Cherish the holidays and, you know, have a good time.
Yeah.
Almost, well, it is. It's a vacation. You know, it's time off. And the fact that a lot of students are going to have to work to actually continue, you know, their SUNY education.
I know. Are you working over?
I'm sorry?
Are you working over winter break?
I may get an internship. I'm not sure as of yet, but I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm working 2 jobs over winter break.
Really?
Yes. Well, one's at Abercrombie,
Okay.
so I work at home. And then my uncle owns an oil company.
Okay.
So, oil, gasoline, you know, the things that so I'm going to help him out.
Yeah. Are you working 2 jobs so that you can pay for a possible increase this semester?
I guess I'm going to have to.
Yeah, no,
I didn't plan on it, you know,
yeah.
get some Christmas gifts, but I probably will have to save a lot more money.
I think the most angering component of this entire issue was the timing. The fact that we're only less than 2 months away from the start of the semester, the spring 09 semester, and they're proposing this increase. Had you told us about this a year ago, we have a lot more time to prepare and come up with
And also,
money.
I wonder about the admissions now. Admissions are getting higher. You know how it's like you need 1,200 on your SATs to get into SUNY Albany at 95, I believe, average in high school. And now if they up the amount of money, I wonder how many people are going to apply here.
Right.
When the admissions are so high, they could apply to another school, another private school, where they will get scholarships, because SUNY Albany doesn't really give that much scholarships because it's a SUNY school. So if you go to a private school, they give a lot more scholarships.
Right.
So I wonder how many people are actually going to be applying now.
Yeah, and you know, if any SUNY officials are watching or listening, understand that there's a reason we come to a public school. You know, we're getting a phenomenal education for a lower price.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that we come here. You know, if you just continue to increase tuition, you're just going to be in a private school in the end, and you're not going to be, you know, categorized as a public school, despite what the state says. So it's important that whatever the students do, and I heard that there's going to be a lot of opposition, that we really do get the word out and try to do everything we can to stop this increase.
Yeah, we'll let you know what you can do when the time comes.
Yes, once we get more information, we'll be sure to let you know in terms of what you can do to get your voice heard, and what you can do to, whether it be sending an email, whether it be speaking at a public hearing, we will be able to get information
Rioting
for
outside with pitchforks, you know.
Not
I'm
pitchforks. Right, exactly, because once again, this is just not right.
Yeah.
In the end, it's not right. So, we have some sporting news next. Sports. Tony Romo, quarterback of the Cowboys. You like the Cowboys?
Not so much.
A lot of people out there that I know, a lot of people out there in general, Cowboys fans. Tony Romo is expected to return to the Cowboys this Sunday against the Washington Redskins. They've gone 2-3. They've lost 2 of 3 in his absence, including something that's probably going to make a lot of people out there a big loss to the Giants, the New York Giants. They're excellent, and the Cowboys are very much in it. For those of you who don't know, Tony Romo broke the pinky finger on his throwing hand. That's gotta hurt.
I'm sure Jessica Simpson kissed it to make it feel better. Right?
Believe me, anywhere she kisses will make you feel better. I mean, she's absolutely stunning. There's no guy out there that can refute that. Also, in a little bit more local, in fact, as local as it gets, on campus sporting news.
Local news gets.
Exactly, right. The U Albany field hockey team, fresh off their America East Conference Championship, the first ever, which I witnessed. It was exhilarating. Yeah, it really was fantastic. It's only going to get more rough for them. They are actually going to go up against the #1 team in the country, the #1 field hockey team in the country in Maryland, for the NCAA tournament.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. I know a lot of the field hockey girls. Good luck to you guys. We'll be rooting for you. That's a tough task, but we're behind you 100%. Also, tomorrow.
ODK, right? That's tomorrow. That's Monday, right?
Monday is the ODK.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking something else.
One more thing. I know that a lot of people feel that the premier sport on campus is
Football? Oh, basketball. I'm sorry.
no, football. A lot of people would argue
Yeah.
football too. They're both elite on campus.
Right now, football,
A little
but
more basketball. Guy,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
basketball.
Basketball is definitely, you know, with the national acclaim that we received, you know, in the years prior, making it to the NCAA tournament.
They're great. Too.
They're fantastic. And tomorrow is their first game of the season. They will be playing Villanova Friday at 8 p.m. And then Monday's a huge day. Monday should be special.
Monday should be special. Yeah.
You want to?
Well, ODK, the old ex-president of the New York Stock Exchange.
Right.
You
Former
remember?
president of the New York Stock Exchange, Bill Johnson.
Bill Johnson, yeah, he's coming here to talk about his 2 worst days on Wall Street, September 11th and Black Tuesday.
Yeah.
So our actually daily recap, our new news segment, which is at night, a little less talk, more news.
Right.
He's going to be they'll be reporting live. Joe, right, himself.
Yep, I will be there live to give you coverage of Bill Johnston's presentation.
This is a Monday. What
Yep.
time?
It's actually going to start around 6:45. I'll give you guys a little preview before Bill Johnston makes his presentation, but it should be very exciting. I mean, we're talking about the former president of the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
One of the greatest stock exchanges in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, with the economy crisis right now, there's certainly a lot to talk about, but he's going to be talking about, like you said, his 2 worst days.
September 11th, Black Tuesday.
Absolutely. Absolutely 2 crises in world history for the economy, you know. So that should be...
That's all the news we
Yeah,
got.
no, that should be very exciting though on Monday. Please tune in. It should be a special event. Like I said, it is for ODK, Omicron, Delta Kappa. It should be garnishing a national audience. A lot of ODK
Alumni.
Yep, are going to be watching from across the nation. So it should be a special event.
Well, good luck going live.
Oh, thanks.
Nationally.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. I'll bring my game, or I'll try to, at least. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to Wake Up Ball. I'm Joe Buno.
I'm John Diaz.
And this was the news. Thank you.